Hi, hello, and welcome to Capricorn Venus Tarot. I'm Capricorn Venus. So today we have a very special collaboration with Rain from Spiritual Beast Tarot. I've worked with her a couple times. I'll link those videos down below, but she's amazing. Her voice, first of all, is so nice and really relaxing and beautiful. And she's got tons of topics over at her channel, so I'll definitely link her down below. And you guys go over there and show her some love. She's amazing. But yes, my topic is going to be what's the tea on you, and over there she is going to do what is the gossip on you. So, you know, subtle difference, but I feel like the tea on you is like ongoing, you know, what people just in generally, what's the little tea that people give about you. And then gossip is more like what's going on, but I'm very curious to see what her video is like. So I'll be in the comments over there. And you guys, please do go tell her hi. So we've got 4 piles today. Pile number 1 is the Alice's Romance Oracle. It's the second one. Pile number 2 is the Romance Angels Oracle deck. This is a Crystal Oracle deck. And then the Interconnections Oracle deck. So go ahead and pick your pile, and I will see you guys in there. Okay, pile number 1. What is the tea on pile number 1? Pile number 1, I definitely think you're known for having good advice and also like throwing down. I feel like the tea on you is that you know how to party, you know how to have a good time. I also feel like you're the kind of person that you could bring to a group of people who you didn't know, or like you'd be that person you'd want to invite to a party where you're combining friend groups, because you know how to like bridge those gaps. You're really good at that, creating like a fun environment for everybody or people who don't know each other. You're good at making people bond. Okay, let's see. I also feel like you have great advice, and I feel like another piece of the tea on you is just that you have like some accolades, you know, like, because what I'm hearing is you can back it up. I feel like that is the tea, like that you can back it up. And I feel like part of it is I feel like you are good at a party, so in that way. And then another way is that you can back up what you're saying, like you've been through it, you know what you're talking about. Okay, what is the tea on pile number 1? 10 of Swords. Tower. Yeah, I'm also seeing that you have gone through things. Like I said, you have stories to back up what you're saying. You know what you're talking about because you've gone through it yourself. And you're a very hard worker as well. I feel like part of the tea on you is maybe even that you're a workaholic, that you put your whole soul into your projects. Yeah, I definitely think that's part of the tea for sure. Let's see. What is the tea? Give this a good shuffle, actually. What is the tea on pile number 1? What is the tea on pile number 1? 9 is Sagittarius, 5 is Leo, and 1 is Aries. Oh, all 3 fire signs. Okay. Yeah, you're always up for an adventure. I feel like the tea on you is also that you live a very exciting life. You like the highs and lows. You run like very directly to your goals. Like I said, there's something about in your tea about your accolades for sure. Oh, King and Queen of Cups. And we did get the Hierophant at first. So I definitely think a lot of people go to you for advice. You're the go-to girl or the go-to person. Like, if anyone needs, you know, listening ear, or somebody gets too drunk and is kind of having a meltdown, you'd be the person to go to. Or yeah, I also feel like maybe you've helped a lot of people through their low points, and you know how to walk people through those moments, because I'm getting like this image of you like holding someone's hands and just kind of like walking them through the hard bit. Okay. It's almost like the T on you is that you do best in a really extreme, chaotic kind of situation. Like, you're the person to call if the world was ending, like, you would know what to do, kind of thing. Okay. What is the T on pile number 1? Yeah, to go from the 10 of Swords to the 3 of Wands, it's like, 2 of Wands is definitely optimism, thinking about plans and everything, but 3 of Wands is more concrete. I feel like 3 of Wands is, like, you're down the road of your plans. It's not even hopeful optimism anymore. It's realistic optimism. So you go from ultimate betrayal, but she does look kind of chill here. Like, you handle betrayal with ease. I'm also getting like maybe you have dealt with a lot of like narcissistic people, or you kind of know the rules of engagement, like you know how people are, and so you're able to kind of not take it personally. But not handle it either. It's like you're not a stick around through anything, but you also don't get like super invested. But I am getting like, you know how these people work or something like that. Part of the T on you is you know how abuse works, or you know how narcissistic people are, or you know when someone's just messing around, you know, like with your friend or something like that. You're able to spot the signs of things like that. Okay. The Tower in the World. It's a lot about closing out cycles with you and then getting all the fire signs. I feel that the T must be that you've had to burn something down and you came back better than ever. I definitely think you have a phoenix kind of symbol in your whole, the T about you is like that you are the phoenix, but also there's something more in the past. So I'm kind of sensing that this is probably like a situation that happened to you in the past, and it's part of the T because it's like important to know why you're so good at it now, or like why you're like this. It reminds me of that Cardi B line. It's like, they say I'm to this, I'm to that, but when you've seen what I've seen, you end up like this or something. So yeah, I feel like that's part of the T, is like you've been through the fire, and that's why you act like this, and that's why you know what you know, and that's why. Like I said, you can back it up. Okay. Let's see. Yeah, you've really learned from your experiences, and I feel like you are very different than maybe your youth. Like, I feel like you are a person, like in your T is that you're very different from when you were younger. Okay, what else? So maybe you've gone through a major glow up. That could definitely be it. Definitely a glow up in your life circumstances. So you could have a rags to riches story that's definitely in the T on you. It's like, oh yeah, she's doing great, or they're doing great, but, and it's really amazing because of where they started. Okay. King of Wands, yeah, okay. You have a lot of passion towards your goals and towards whatever you're working on. And nobody better get in your way. I think that's another part of the T, is like nobody better get in your way because you're serious. Okay. I think another part of the T is that you don't really want to have options, because I got the 7 of Cups in reverse, and what I'm seeing from that is like, again, with you being a workaholic or you putting so much passion into your projects, I feel like you are a like one and done kind of person, or like maybe you have a childhood best friend that you stayed friends with for a long time, or even if it's not that, like when you do get into friendships, like you really enmesh and you really are all about them, and you're not besties with like everybody. So it's like, it is serious because you are kind of a intense kind of person where if you love hard. Yeah, I'm definitely getting that you love really hard, and that's a part of the T on you. So what else? What is the T on pile number 1? There are some people that you just don't want to have around, period, point blank. Like, you are very intense about your boundaries, but not even intense, but like serious. You're serious about your boundaries. They come for a reason. I think that there's T on you that about like you and another person's history, or you and several people's history. and how, yeah, there's tea on how you're totally in the right. That's interesting, because I'm getting like the tea is that you cut them off for a reason, or you don't talk to them for a good reason, or the judgment you made on somebody was accurate or for a good reason. Okay, what else for pile number 1? Yeah, a lot of people are attracted to you, especially with this King of Wands. Like, you exude a very passionate, lively kind of energy. I don't know if somebody has blonde hair, but I definitely think like the tea is also that you care about your hair. Or maybe you change your hair a lot. There's something about your hair in the tea of like, it's a positive thing. Like, either everyone really loves your hair is like a signature part of you, or you do your hair in a lot of different ways. Okay, what else? Yeah, I also think that the tea on you is that your intentions are pure. You might come across very strong, and so people like tell others that it's coming from a good place. Okay, what else? Yeah, I do feel like part of the tea is people like explaining that you're worth listening to, you're worth following, you're worth investing in, that it's not love bombing or whatever. You are just intense and you really mean those things, or like you really feel strongly about the people you pursue as a friend, or like you care a lot about your family, and so you're very invested. I think part of the tea on you, pile 1, is that you're very, very invested in whatever you decide to pursue, whether it be people, your passions, or an argument. Yes, I do feel like part of the tea is that you're unpredictable, but not to yourself. It's like you have a plan. It's just that you don't really share it with other people. I do think there's a sense of independence also within the tea on you, and it comes up without like, because part of the verbal tea that I'm getting is that you love your friends, that you are very protective over your family, that when you pursue someone, you're not pursuing like everybody, you're just pursuing that person. You're very loyal. But then another part of it that just comes up is how independent you are, and how you don't really let people in on your plans, you know? Yeah, it's reminding me of, I love the series Throne of Glass, but basically her friends always get mad at her because they never know what the plan is, like, and she always pulls out something at the last, pulls something out her sleeve at the last moment to kind of save the day, and it makes everybody on edge, like it's a plot point in the book. And I feel like that's with you, pile 1. Like, people are a little bit on edge because they know it's gonna work out because you're you, and you always make it work out, but like they do wish they knew what your plans were, and so they might like kiki and laugh about like, I would love to know what pile 1 is doing next, but they've got their plan, they're doing it, they're doing the thing. I know it's going to be successful. I do just wish I had a little heads up. So yeah, that is what I'm getting for you about what the tea is on you. I also feel like there's tea on your changing fashion styles. You could be that kind of person who also, you might have a favorite necklace, side note, but I do see that maybe you're that kind of person who looks very, very different in different kinds of styles, or like you're a shapeshifter type. So not only are you unpredictable in what your plan is, but you're also unpredictable in what you're gonna look like that day or something. Maybe the only thing that stays the same is your hair or something like that. I also feel like part of the tea on you is that you're very dreamy. You have like pie in the sky kind of goals and dreams, but everyone feels like you can still accomplish them, even though they're so like such big dreams. So, okay, let's pull some music videos. Definitely. It's for ego. Yeah, I feel like another part of your, the tea on you is that you have a lot of sexual desire directed towards you, and you are very hot. Like, you're known for that. That's part of the tea, is just that you get very intense. You might have like those runaway romance moments. Like I said, you don't like options. You like to put all of your eggs in one basket, but maybe sometimes it like ends in a fire or something like that, but that you're very intense and you like to love hard. Yeah, also that your focus, being the one on the other end, like on the receiving end of pile one's focus, is very intense. I feel like that's part of the tea on you. And that you're going to accomplish whatever you want to accomplish. Like, you're not afraid of being yourself or being dramatic or being invested. If you don't like someone who's invested, intense, all about you, then you don't like pile one. If that's not what you're in for, then you're not here for pile one. Then that's part of the tea, is like, that's what you signed up for. So yeah, I'll leave these down below, and I'm going to leave Spiritual Beast Tarot's video in the description as well. So go over and see what the gossip is on you. But thank you so much for joining me. I really appreciate it. Make sure to leave her some love in the comments over there too. And I will see you next time. Okay. Pile number 2. What is the tea on pile number 2? So with you, pile 2, I definitely think part of the tea is about your romantic life. So people might always be questioning like who you're dating, who has a crush on you, who you're into. And people might always be like bringing that up, like, or if you have a partner, they're always like, part of the tea is about your partner and talking about your partner. Or maybe talking about your exes or your history or something like that. I do think that's a heavy part of the tea on you. Maybe you have like a colorful history, pile 2, with your exes, or people that you've been, you know, just talking to. Like, maybe people are impressed. I'm also getting like part of the tea might be just like impressed by your roster, impressed by your ability to pull, or like maybe you're that friend in the group who has dated a lot of hot women or something, or dated a lot of hot people, and so that's part of the tea on you, is like they always get the hottest person or something. Okay, so what is the tea on pile number 2? So also part of the tea is that you're very charming. Like, you could charm anyone. That's what I'm getting, is like you could charm the pants off anyone, is the phrase I'm hearing. Aries is 1, Leo is 5, and Aquarius is 11. Interesting. I also feel like part of the tea on you, pile 2, is you have weird hobbies or unique interests. You might have that kind of, oh my gosh, okay. I got weird girl riz. So, or weird person riz, like where you're kind of odd, but like in a way that people end up finding very charming. Okay. I'm also getting part of the tea is on your, like flexibility. So maybe you're like into yoga or something like that, or you wake up really early and you do meditation and that sort of thing. I'm getting like there's like there's tea on you about, again, it's like your interests. Maybe you believe in magic as well, or like you study kind of esoteric subjects. Makes sense, you're on this video, but I'm feeling that in your energy. Or maybe you like wake up early to go to the farmer's market, or maybe you are always at an art gallery opening, or something like that. Okay. You really like the romantic things in life, like an early morning walk, or, you know, flowers, hanging up dried flowers, or collecting bones in the forest or something. Of course you get the hot people. You're cool. You're interesting. Okay, so what is the tea on pile number 2? As you release and heal the past, you experience more love in your present moments. Yes, you might even have like a glow up in your tea. Like somebody, what was that? 6 of Cups. So there's like memories in your tea. We'll get more on that as we go, but yeah, I'm seeing that maybe you kind of didn't get a lot of dates, or you didn't have a lot of romantic history, and then you had a glow up, and then suddenly you were like a Don Juan or something. Okay. Your prayers, affirmations, and visualizations help bring you together. Someone is wearing a false self mask in this relationship. So yeah, you might have like one major breakup that is a part of your tea, or like you went through that and then life was a lot better after that. Or you might have had like an old friend group that you had a falling out with. Again, post this glow up, or it could be like a monetary glow up. Maybe you started making money and everybody changed, you know, kind of vibes. That's kind of what I'm getting. It's like you've outgrown old people, or you've outgrown an old situation, or you've outgrown a way you used to be. You used to interact with the world. But yeah, definitely maybe outgrown old friends, or you've learned to have a lot more self-respect. That's kind of what I'm getting in the tea, is like now you're this like cool person who everyone wants to get to know, is totally open with their unique hobbies and interests, and like embraces it as something that calls people towards you. But maybe when you were younger, people took advantage of you, or people looked down on you, or people called you weird or something like that. And maybe you had friendships that weren't a very good dynamic, you know, with hindsight. Okay, what else? Yeah, it's like there's something in your tea about you looking inward and you deciding this person that you want to become, and like growing and changing yourself into like a more real version of yourself. I think part of the tea is that you're more yourself than ever, and that it brings in the right kind of people, and now you're attracting the right kind of people. The lonely journey of the priestess. This is a perfect card to get for you, because that's kind of what I'm getting, is like that you are into those kind of things. Maybe you've gone through therapy. You have a sense of inner peace. Maybe like you're a yoga person. If you're really into yoga, I definitely feel like you would pick this pile, just because that's the kind of vibe I'm getting from you, is somebody who thinks of their life as like a journey to their self, and thinks about these kind of outsider concepts, or else broke away from their family. I think another thing is you might have in your tea about like you were the one who is the first in your family to go to college, or the first in your family to leave the state, or the first in your family to blank, 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 because you did it all on your own. Like you didn't have a role model. That's another thing I'm getting, is that you are forgiving and you are always learning because you had to teach yourself. Self-taught is definitely in your energy for sure. Okay, what else for pile number 2? Yeah, I do think like a huge part of it is this like belief in magic, and, you know, kind of taming your inner self and bringing meaning to like the chaos that you've had to deal with. And it's made you somebody who is very serene. And I think waking up early is something with you. Maybe you have a really good community and you have a really good practice of like daily working out, or daily going outside, or I'm looking at my poster over here and I'm seeing like, I'd like to sprawl in grass under a cliff with you someday. So yeah, I definitely feel like you'd be that kind of person that people would want to go paint in a field with, or like, I think part of the tea is that you love those kind of activities that are cute. Like you would go to a class with someone, or you would walk around a garden with somebody, or go on a hike. Like you'd be the perfect friend to bring to a hike. Okay. What else for? Sometimes you can run late. I think that's another part of the tea on you, is that you might be that person that's kind of like always running late because you just don't care about time. Like what's time is nothing. Time is meaningless. You know, we made it up. You have that kind of vibe. You're very much like a character, and that's part of the tea too, is like you bring something special to the hangout. Like you bring something special to the group because you have a unique way of looking at things. You're very creative and you're always down. That's another thing about you that's in the tea, is like you're always down for an adventure. You're always up for something fun, something interesting, learning something new, because you know that that's how you blossomed to begin with. So you are always looking for another chance to do that. You might love poetry as well. Let's see. Knight of Pentacles. Yeah, this was a long journey for you to get to the real you. Yeah, I'm sensing like a lot of like personality test kind of thing where you had to get to know yourself all over again. And it was a long journey of finding yourself, of getting to know you and healing from something, or from a lot of things maybe. Two of Cups, and then right underneath, calling in your soulmate. So also like part of the tea on you, pile 2, is just that it worked. You got to know yourself, and then it worked. You met people that were like you. You met people that made up a new community for you. You have good friends now, or you have a good relationship now, or like all the work you did on yourself, it paid off. Like there's something about that for sure, where talking to you, they can just tell that you are wise. It's not like a facade. You actually have learned something and grown. Also that you're very nice to talk to. Like I said, you bring something special to every conversation, and speaking with you is fun. I think part of the tea is also when people talk to you, they're going to learn something about themselves. Just by virtue of how you are, how you like to talk, what you like to talk about, like they're going to learn something about themselves. I think also you like people is part of the tea on you. That you like people, you like to hang out with people. Even if you kind of seem to go off by yourself, or you like your alone time or something, part of the tea is that you love people and you love to talk and you love to have a good conversation or meet someone new. You're always like turning over a new leaf, and you're always open to somebody's opinions. You like to hear something different. So that's another part of the tea on you is don't think that anything you're going to bring to pile 2 would be too weird, or they wouldn't understand, or they would make fun of you or something. Like you would never do that. I even got kind of like mad at the thought, like there is kind of this thing in like hippie kind of communities where there's kind of the mean hippies, you know, where they're going to look down on you, or they're going to say you can only act like this, and this. And if you do this, then you're not really spiritual. And if you're still going to the club, then you must not really have grown. Or if you blank, 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 then, you know, you're out of our group. But you're not like that. I think part of the tea is that you specifically are not like that. And you don't require people to do the things you do in order to like them. So this might also be like a religious thing. Maybe the tea on you is that you are some sort of religion, but that you don't care if the other people, like you talk to people of all different religions, or you talk to people from all different walks of life, and you're not going to be judging just because you guys come from a different place. Like you know how to connect to people on like a human level. So you might even have friends that are now like very different from you, and that came from you learning yourself and you learning how to interact with different kinds of people. Yeah, and you didn't have like a bunch of success with some kind of like norm that you grew up in. So now it caused you to be very extremely open. Okay. The Chariot. Knight of Wands. And it's just interesting to have the Knight of Wands like right under the, or this, maybe this is the page, I don't remember. Let me see if I can just double check that. I also have a song stuck in my head, Pretending, by, what's her name? Fletcher. I'll have to put that in the description. Pretending. Yeah, there's definitely something about you having to do things alone that you shouldn't have to. But that you kept it going anyway. Like you held the torch for maybe other people in your family. Maybe you're the oldest sibling, and so you miss your siblings, but you have to like make a way for yourself so that maybe you can help them in the future. here's again this like idea of moving cities or moving towns, or like making your way in the world on your own by like taming, because this is the Chariot. This is like supposed to be the two sides of your mind, and you're taming them in order to make progress in the world. So that's kind of what I'm getting, is like you have a sense of self-mastery that allows you to move forward, or maybe move up a class, or maybe definitely in your mentality. You've definitely matured a lot, and that's part of your T, is that you are very mature, and you're a person who is not easily swayed, and is open to debate and having fun and learning new things from different people, but definitely can't be corrupted or made to feel badly about themselves or something like that. Anything else? Yeah, definitely High Priestess. We got Journey of the Lonely Priestess, make it look like night, which is like the High Priestess symbol here, and then visions. So I feel like you see things clearly, and that's part of the T on you, pal, too, is that you see things in a unique, clear way, like from a higher lens, or definitely from a very artistic, spiritual lens. And so you bring that to other people, and you definitely have just a very different way of looking at things than other people. And you've gone through things that allow you to, you definitely have a backstory, a past that you've healed from. So then that means there was something to heal from, right? But that you have great people around you, that you've learned a lot, that you're a very mature, fun person who's always down for an adventure. So yeah, that's what I've got for you. Let's go ahead and pull some music videos. I'll remember to put pretending in there. Because I do feel like there are people maybe you'll return to, but that you can't always be around, So maybe you have like kind of a tempestuous relationship with your parent or something, but you still are in contact with them. Or maybe you have like an ex that you wish you could be together with, but they just can't learn, or like a friend, but I'm definitely getting that siblings thing where or if you have kids, this would of course make sense as well. Like you're trying to make a way in the world so you can support the people around you. Okay. Perfect. Yes. So definitely like these situations where there's a lot of love, and then there's also situations where you had to break away from people. I think the T is also that a lot of people get crushes on you, or even like friend crushes on you, where someone will meet you and then there's a lot of chatter about you. Because you have such an interesting perspective and also an interesting life story. You might also, part of the T might also be that people come back to you years later and want to rekindle things because you've changed so much or something like that. You might have people like coming back out of the woodworks years later, and they want to now come back to you. There's also this vibe of like being saved from something. Yeah. Again, I'm getting that friend group thing where you had some friends, or maybe you had a person you were dating and they were not treating you nicely, and then a new friend group or a new person like swept through and helped you. I know my friends helped take me out of my kind of negative family situation. So there might be part of the T is that on you, is like that people have helped you move out of that. or that's how you knew that you needed to get out because you engaged with people who were much nicer or something. So I'll leave these down below. Definitely check them out, but then also go over to Spiritual Beast Tarot. I'm going to link the video down below and see what the gossip is on you. I'll be in the comments over there. So thank you very much, and I'll see you next time. Okay. Pile number 3. Pile number 3. Truth. What is the T? Oh, okay. Pile number 3. Pile number 3 always knows the truth. Don't try to lie to pile number 3. That's the T on you, is don't try to be sneaky with pile number 3, because they'll find you out and it'll go worse than if you just had been straightforward. I'm getting lots of swords energy with you, which is like air signs. So Aquarius, Libra, Gemini. I feel like you're very smart. You're very analytical. You're very strict. But it's more like your keen eye. Nothing slips through the cracks with you. Okay, so what is the T on pile number 3? 10 is Capricorn. 12 is Pisces. And 7 is Libra. So Libra is justice too, and that's kind of the energy I'm getting with you, is like you're always going to enact justice, or you have the final say also. I feel like you're somebody who I said this in another reading, but like you're that person who they bring you, am I the asshole in this situation? Did I do wrong or did they do wrong? Like people are always bringing you those situations, and your verdict really holds weight. I think people really agree with whatever you decide to say. Yeah, you have a strong head on your shoulders. I feel like that's part of the T, is like you have a strong head on your shoulders. Don't try to be underhanded, because they'll take it to hell. There's something about that with you, pile 3. It's like, don't try to be underhanded with pile 3, because they'll take it to hell. Like they'll take it way farther than you would. So don't start with it. Also, that you're very confident, that you have a sexual aura, and you're very, yeah, if you're a parent, you're very like on top of it. I'm getting like mama bear kind of things. But then if you're not, if you're like, you might be the friend in the group that's gonna like tell off the guy at the bar or something like that. You're kind of a bulldog friend. That's what I'm getting. Like you'd beat someone up for somebody else. And if not physically, because I wouldn't recommend that, then verbally. What is the T on pile number 3? I think you're also very much a person of few words. Like you will tear somebody down in a second, you know? Yeah, you definitely might have been that kind of person who people are like, oh, they're going to be a lawyer when they grow up. I'm kind of getting that from you. Okay. Transformation. I like the deep green there for you too. You're very empowered. You're very about change and about growth. And yeah, I think you're a very serious person in a way. Like you're serious about life. You're serious about what matters in the world. Your trajectory is another thing. Right and wrong. You have intense feelings and a deep knowing is what I'm getting of what is right and wrong. I don't know if you have a connection to like Selkies or something like that, or maybe the ocean. I'm feeling that in you. You have a lot of power. I'll say that for sure. You have a lot of power. And that's part of the T on you, is this immense amount of power that you have. Internal power. Decisiveness. Yeah. And protection. Transformation, decisiveness, protection. Like that's kind of what we've been talking about, right? Okay, so I want to pull up some of these. Oh, okay. I've been having regrets. Some people regret coming against you, that's for sure. But I also think people regret situations. Like I said, because you're that kind of person that everyone can take these situations too, where it's like, am I the asshole? Am I the one in the wrong? I think in hindsight, people agree with your judgment. So say they didn't think they were doing anything wrong at the time, and they cut you off because they thought you were in the wrong. Now they regret that because they're like looking back at the situation, they're like, okay, so pile 3 was right. I feel like you do have a reputation of being right, but not in a show-off kind of I told you so kind of way, but more of I see what they were saying. Like, I'm getting that in your energy. It's like, oh, okay, I see what they were saying. So it might take people a long time to understand why you made the choices you did, or what your state of mind was when certain events took place. So you'll have to know what this is for your life, because I'm getting kind of vague, because I'm sure it'll be different for everybody. But there's something about you that's very fixed and very sure of yourself and makes decisions based on what you think is justice. And so then down the line, people end up agreeing with you, even if they were not on your side to begin with. So you're changing people over to your side. Okay. Yeah, I feel like maybe that's why we were getting, it says, I have a secret. I feel like maybe that's why we were getting in our energy, like, not specifics about the situation, but rather that you were right to make the decision you made. So maybe you made decisions based on secrets you were keeping. And so, of course, you couldn't tell people why you were doing those things, but maybe now more people know why. But I also think part of the tea is that other people have secrets about you, and people maybe saw you in an intense situation or go through a down moment, and they know things about what happened then, even if you don't talk about it. I only believe in science and facts. So another thing about you might just be that you need evidence, you need a reason, and you only will do things with reason. Because I am getting that so strongly. Yeah, a lot of people miss you. A lot of people miss being around you. So these might be those situations where people at first disagreed with your decisiveness, disagreed with whatever transformation that you went through, didn't think you made the right choice. But now they think, well, pile 3 would have only done that if there was a reason, if it was justice. They're having regrets, or maybe they uncovered some secrets that led them to realize that you made the right choice, and they miss being around you. And also, I feel like people do think you're just amazing, and that you have like a, you have a lot going for you, and you have it's really nice to have you around. Okay. It's really nice to have you around because you make the world make sense, or something like that. You can always explain something. You're like a good tutor or a mentor too. More tutor than mentor though, because like there's something in your energy too where I'm getting, you're not gonna sit there and walk and hold somebody's hand through it. You judged, you made your call, and that's that. You're not going to teach someone basic manners, or you're not going to beg and plead for someone to understand you, or like, yeah, you can bring a horse to water, but you can't make them drink. And that's your kind of way of doing things. It's like you'll say what needs to be said, but you're not going to go over it and explain yourself and just teach someone when they don't want to be taught, or help someone who doesn't want to be helped. You might love history, or you might have like a historical way of looking at the world. You might like traditional practices, like, okay. I'm getting like a cowboy kind of energy from you as well. Cowboy and a judge, so that's interesting. What is the tea on pile number 3? Knave of Pentacles. Yeah, I think part of the tea, okay, so I'm getting like there's a little bit of a split in your energy. It's people like in your circle who have the same tea, and people outside of your circle who have the same tea. So they know that there's a long decision process, but then other people feel like they didn't see the decision process. So part of the tea is that you take a long time to decide, but then once you decided, it's like set in stone. Judgment. This is so funny. Judgment and decisiveness. I only believe in science and facts. So, you're a very logical person. Very, very logical. Capricorn, Pisces, Libra. Yeah, you like things to make sense. You like things to be useful. I think another part of the tea is you like high quality goods or high quality clothing, or you only want the best because you end up saving money in the long run. You might be that kind of person who talks like that, or I'm not really getting like super consumerist from you. I'm getting like somebody who maybe recycles or at least has strong opinions about what you're doing in this world. Okay, you're not doing something for no reason. Like, you probably have a reason. Maybe you thrift because you, like I said, you have a strong opinion about it. Okay, the sun. Ooh, and right under, I've been having regrets. So yeah, it's like people that you've cut off, they do miss your sunshine. They miss being a part of your world. They miss what they lost out on by being like stubborn or prideful or something, or not seeing your perspective. Ooh, the moon. And it's so funny because I believe in science and facts, and then you get judgment right underneath to clarify that. And then I've been having regrets, and you get the sun. So people are having, part of the tea is people have a lot of regrets about not being in your fun friend group or fun family group or something like that. They can't be a part of things anymore. And then here with I have a secret. You might be a secret keeper for a lot of people too. I think the tea on you also, pile 3, is that you have everybody's secrets. Because if everyone's coming to you for advice, that means you find out about a lot of situations, especially intense situations that nobody else would be trusted with. So I even feel like these people that you're not around anymore, you still keep their secrets. And that's part of the tea, is that you're loyal even after the fact. And I think that goes into why people miss being around you and still have a lot of respect for you, even though, they chose the wrong side. That's what I'm getting, is like, even the people who chose the wrong side or aren't in your life anymore, they respect you even more now because you held up even after a long period of time. You never told their secrets. You never went around and backstabbed them. You just like made your decision and you left. That's what I'm getting from you. You're very respectable, pile 3. I think part of the tea on you is just how respectable you really are. Yeah, you're somebody to respect your decisions, what you say and do. Like, you're not trying to be an I told you so. Like, it's not you playing a game or you trying to win. I'm not getting that in your energy at all. And that's not part of the tea. Is maybe that's why they're saying this, is you might think that pile 3 is just trying to win against you. You might think that pile 3, just wants a leg up, or just wants to be sneaky or something. But pile 3 is only gathering information. Pile 3 is only making these decisions because they've really thought about it. It is not flighty, manipulative kind of stuff. It's real. Okay. Interesting tea on you. I definitely feel like you're very good looking as well. I am getting like an old-timey thing, or you might have opinions that differ from other people. Like in this, she's drinking, smoking, and taking pills, right? But there's something about where maybe your standards are different from other people. So like, you don't mind if people are drinking, or you don't mind if people, smoke weed or whatever, but you're very serious about, some other issue. And so you have like a set of rules that you live by, and you expect the other people in your life to live by as well. But it might be different kind of rules. Like, you're not judgmental, you just have a judgment. I like this energy for you too, Pisces, Libra, and Capricorn, this video seems like that kind of vibe of Pisces, Libra, and Capricorn. And I did say like something about Selkies or the ocean, right? So, okay. Yeah. If you get by the PAL 3 detection system, then you've won the lottery. Cute. What is... Yeah, act up, you can get smashed up. Yeah, something about your priorities, for sure. Okay. Anything else? A lot of loyalty. I feel like there is something about you where you do kind of know what's best for people. And so people might rebel against that and be like, oh, they're trying to control me or something. And it's like, no, they just want what's best for you. So if you're like a parent or something or a teacher, then that would definitely make sense. Like, you're not afraid of saying what someone needs to hear. Might not be what they want to hear, but they probably need to hear it. Or yeah, again, knowing what's best for people and caring about what's best for people. So I definitely do sense a lot of loyalty for you as well. You have a long memory. Okay, that's enough though. Okay. But there's like this soft prettiness to you as well. Gender doesn't matter, but like, yeah, there's like this kind of quiet romance about the way you interact with the world and act. So yeah, I'm definitely gonna leave these down below. I think you'll get a lot of extra messages in the video, in the music videos today. But yeah, that's the tea on you. Pal number 3, thank you so much. Definitely go over and check out Rain with Spiritual Beast Tarot's video about what's the gossip on you. I'll be in the comments down there, so definitely join me, and I will see you next time. You really don't have any time for nonsense, though, Pile 3, that's for sure. No time for nonsense. Or people, like, lying about what they really feel, because it's like you can tell what's going on. So it's kind of, like, it's a little stupid, and you're kind of breezy with it, though. I'm not getting, like intense anything. You're just kind of like, this is how it is. It's just very straightforward. So thank you very much. See you next time. Okay, pile number 4. What is the tea on pile number 4? I feel like part of the tea is that you're kind of a homebody, that you love your like quiet nights and your tea and your luxuries. You can kind of like daydream too. Like I'm just imagining someone like doodling during class or something. You have a lot of secret thoughts. You keep a lot of things to yourself. You might be kind of shy or quiet. Secret hopes and dreams is kind of what I'm getting. What's the tea on pile number 4? Or maybe like you pretend to hate romance and love, or you like pretend to not be very emotional, but deep down you are. Or like you act like you're very logical or right-brained, but really you're very creative and emotional and deep. 8 is Scorpio, 10 is Capricorn, and 11 is Aquarius. Maybe you're only your real self around your closest friends. And like your reputation is that you don't open up to strangers, or you're hard to get to know. Like you're very shy. Or if you're not shy, you're just quiet, and like people have to draw you out or kind of leave like a trail of breadcrumbs to get you to follow them, or It takes a while for you to like unfurl yourself and show who you really are. Okay. Yeah, it's like sometimes people regret not being patient enough to get to know you. I definitely think part of the tea is that people admire you and they think you're really nice and sweet and kind and interesting, but that you're very quiet. Yeah, maybe part of the tea is like, are they going through something and that's why they're quiet? Or what's the tea on pile number 4? That you really don't like pettiness, that you really can't, I just heard like you can't stand it. You can't be near it. You can't be near drama or people trying to stab your back or whatever. I'm thinking of this thing I saw on TikTok that was like, I can't even tell when people are trying to be mean to me. Like somebody will be trying to be petty and I'll just be like, oh, thank you, because I think it's a compliment. That's what I'm getting is like maybe the tea on you is like you're not even gonna notice, and you wouldn't want pile 4 to notice. Like, okay. Yeah, is that you don't want to get into any confrontation. I think that's a big part of the tea on you. That you're very beautiful, but that you're very easily drained. Like you might have a short social battery. Yeah, people want to hang out, but like you get so easily drained that maybe you only come out to sometimes. So like people make sure that you feel safe and that you feel at peace and there's no hidden animosity. Like you're not going to bring the gossipy girl to an event with pile 4 because pile 4 won't like the energy and maybe they won't come out next time. Yeah, but that you're a really good friend, so people want to include you, invite you, have you out, but there has to be boundaries. There has to be people are very possessive over you, pile 4. I feel like that's another part of the tea is that people are very protective over you, sure, but also like possessive because they know that you only have so much social battery. So if somebody else is taking up your social battery, then that means there's less time for them. So I hope people are not kind of tugging you around, playing tug of war with you. You've probably experienced that where people are playing tug of war with you a bit and you've had to put in boundaries or yeah. Definitely, if you don't know how to put in boundaries, that's something that you'll need to learn how to do because of your energy. Part of the tea might also be that you like to smoke. People really want to hang out with you, that's for sure. And they just know that you don't want to get into any kind of conflict. Like you're head in the clouds kind of energy, and people want to keep you there. Yeah, you have a childlike innocence. And do you see how she's like holding this puppy here, like carefully and close to her like that, and people are kind of nipping at it? I feel like you get into a lot of situations like that where people are always kind of barking at you to get your attention or to get your time but it doesn't even have to be a bad thing necessarily because I'm seeing you kind of be like drifting above it and have a really light, nice energy. And the reason so many people want to talk to you is because you're great at these heart-to-heart conversations and you know how to go really deep with people. We did get Scorpio, so you might even be that kind of person who doesn't notice the red flags and kind of romanticizes everybody. And that's why things like this kind of can happen sometimes because you're romanticizing people who are maybe draining you. Yeah, you could be the kind of person who might get into a little bit of toxic friendships or something who people can get kind of codependent on you and not want you to hang out with your other friends. Yeah, I feel like part of the tea is that you might have people in your life with some red flags and you romanticize things. You definitely have rose-colored glasses. So this is not like a warning. This is like the tea on you, right? So this is just what people say. It doesn't have to be true to you. You may feel that you have made the right calls about different people, and I'm going to support you in that. I'm feeling it in the energy that you are making good calls, but maybe sometimes you do not pay attention to the red flags and romanticize people, but I'm sensing it's people in your closer circle where maybe you just need to put in boundaries and tell them, look, like, we're still very close, but I still want to be able to go out there and meet people and give my time to someone else. Like, we'll still have all the time in the world. Don't worry about me so much. Like, you might have to have those kind of conversations with your friends. Like, don't worry about me so much. Like, I might seem sweet, but I can handle myself. And love yourself first. Self-respect makes you more romantically attractive. Yeah. And so don't be afraid of putting in those boundaries of, you know, I need some alone time, or I need to go hang out with my boys tonight or my girls tonight. Even if your partner can be kind of needy or something. Yeah, it's just because you're so great to talk to and everybody loves your time, and maybe the people in your life just sometimes get afraid that people are going to steal you away from them because they care so much about you. Separation, time apart from your partner is on the horizon. That's so funny. So yeah, maybe the tea on you is that your partner takes up a lot of your time, or is like so obsessed with you that it's hard to pull you away. And then unrequited love. There's not enough attraction or chemistry to keep this relationship going. So there might have been a lot of situations in your past. That's what I'm getting, is like, in your past, you might have had situations where either you had unrequited love for someone or they had unrequited love for you. And maybe you were blind to it. So yeah, that's just the tea. But let's put these away and get some different kind of tea. That might just be something like kind of current tea, is like people want to hang out with you, but maybe you don't want to put up the boundaries in order to hang out with them. Yeah. People think you're beautiful. Yeah, maybe you have been putting up your boundaries, but there's been people not listening because they're so possessive. So that might be a current piece of the tea, that you're a good friend, and that maybe you or your friend is going through something. You just might have somebody who's like very possessive and draining in your life right now. Maybe you have like a codependent parent who is always calling you, and so you don't have time for the other people in your life. People regret being petty with you if they ever were. And people just admire you so much that, like, sometimes you have to put in boundaries and be like, okay, I like you too, but you know, I have to go to work, or I have to get to sleep tonight because, you know, I have a dentist appointment in the morning and I hate to be tired for that sort of thing. Or either right now or in the past, I feel like you've had somebody codependent who doesn't want to be away from you for a single second because they really love hanging out with you. Maybe they're going through something and they're really possessive of your time and energy, and they won't listen when you say that you can't hang out tonight, or you can't do that tonight, or you're going somewhere with friends, or you have to work and so you can't come home for the holidays or whatever. So I definitely think that's part of it, but let's go ahead and clear that and let's get some more tea on pile number 4. What is the tea on pile number 4? The Lovers. 7 of Wands. I feel like you're constantly fighting them off, pile 4, or else somebody else is, because there's something about your energy that is just so addictive and really positive. People feel very full and happy, like they're drinking from the elixir of life over here when they're talking to you, pile 4. And that's part of the tea, is that don't push pile 4 so far though, because I feel like maybe you even have a harsh side, that sometimes you've been pushed and pushed and pushed, and then you could get really harsh and say something you don't mean. if you're pushed too far. You might also be someone who needs a lot of alone time, which is why it's so frustrating to have a lot of people pulling at your energy like this. Or you like to do exciting, spur-of-the-moment things, but if someone's always on your ass about, well, you said that next Friday we could be together, but then, you know, your friend invites you on a backpacking trip, they're like holding you to task for that instead of letting you follow your instincts. So part of the tea is that you like to follow your instincts, because we got the Fool here. You like to follow your instincts. You're very adventurous. You like to do things new. You might like to do a solo trip every once in a while. And so you need people in your life that are going to be much more allowant of freedom and not be so greedy with your time. Okay, King of Wands, definitely think you're hot. And that's part of the tea. You're an eligible bachelorette or bachelor, even if you aren't on the market. Like, I'm just seeing that everybody wants your time and energy, and you might have, like I said, a lot of people who have unrequited love for you or something. And even the people that you do have a close relationship with, it's like you have to keep them at a certain distance because you just have so many people wanting your time, that there's only so much time in the day. So like, if you need your alone time, you're gonna have to tell somebody no. Yeah, 10 of Wands. It's almost like you carry a lot of people's burdens, and that's part of the tea on you, Pal 4, is that you are carrying maybe too much and you're taking on the burdens that aren't yours. Yeah, with the family example, it really makes sense. Like a mom who always wants you to come back, or is always dumping all of her issues onto you, so you don't have time to hang out with your friends because you need to soothe your aunt or something like that. Or like you need to babysit. You need to like be able to be on call to babysit whenever. So yeah, that might be part of the tea. Pile 4 is just like, don't let yourself be drained dry by people in your life, you know? It's your life, so you decide what the priorities are and you decide what you're gonna do. And also, like, maybe you kind of seem, I feel like in the tea is also that you are very loving. You're very willing to hear someone's emotional plea, and you care about that, and you care about people, and you don't like to see people sad. But I think maybe, you know, people have to carry their own burdens. You can't carry the whole thing for them. You know, it's okay if they carry their own burden for a little bit. They'll be okay. You know, they have to learn to carry that a little on their own. The Hangman. Yeah, it's like needing a break from all the competition, needing a break from everyone knocking on your door. Feeling trapped by decisions. You might also, there might also be some tea, like you're not good at making decisions, or you can get kind of frazzled and cute when you're trying to make a decision. You can't. Where are the Ace of Swords here? Lots of competition. I think when you get finally pushed to your breaking point, though, then you can say, like, you can really get down and dirty with your words for sure. You can say some things that slice. Because then you can turn this Queen of Cups emotional understanding into, you know, really ripping someone to shreds. Yeah, so maybe you're learning to set more boundaries, and that's why it's coming up as the tea on you, is that you used to be less able to put in those boundaries, and now you're able to say the straightforward thing and say, no, I'm busy this day. No, I'm gonna go on this trip. I know we said we had plans, but now this is like something I really want to do. Or yeah, it's like maybe you got into a program that's out of state and you have to like have a tough conversation with your family about, no, I want to do this. This is what I want to do. So the tea might also be that you just did that. You're like, no, this is my final call. I've made the decision. I'm not actually trapped, because the 8 of Swords is like somebody who's not actually trapped. They just feel trapped. And when it's being clarified by the Lovers, which is a decision. It's like something about you making a decision, even though you feel like it's a hard decision to make, or people are pushing you in a direction, but you making that choice yourself. Okay. Yeah, there's just some things in life where you're going to have to hurt somebody's feelings in order to do what's best for you or do what you want to do. And nobody should be that hurt by you making choices that are best for you. Like, your family shouldn't be that mad that you're so excited about this program out of state. Like, they should be happy for you. So, you know, something to remember, Pal 4, is that people shouldn't make you feel so guilty for making decisions for your own life. It's your life. They should feel flattered when you want to hang out with them instead of mad that you're changing the plans or something. Yeah, but that you know, you kind of are easy with people, and yeah, you have a definite charm, Pal 4, and that's another part of your of the tea on you, is just like, you're very charming. You can say the slice word or the harsh word, but then you kind of, you know, put some sugar on top of like complimenting. Like, you know how to do that. You know how to walk that line and stay in good graces with a lot of different kinds of people and make sure everybody feels loved, but make sure you're taking time for yourself and so you don't feel so attacked or anything like that, or pressured or drained. Yeah, go towards people who make you not feel so drained. So yeah, that is the tea I'm getting for you. Definitely go check out Spiritual Beast Tarot about what the gossip is on you, because I think it might be relevant here. But I definitely think a major part of the tea is that you're a hot commodity, Pal 4. Definitely a hot commodity. So let's pull some music videos to end off. Yeah, maybe you're going through a breakup. You definitely could be going through a breakup or splitting away from codependent friends or family. But everybody wants your time. Oh, I love this, because this is a great video. I've been meaning to post this on my community tab, because it's like, this is the kind of message I want to give to a lot of people of just do less better. You know, like if everything feels like too much, because you did get the 10 of Wands, then do just a few things, but put more of yourself into those things. Yeah, I think in today's society, you know, with social media and stuff, we think we have to be doing a million things, but it's enough to just wake up and cook your meals and read your book and go to sleep. You know, that's really enough. And so, you know, hopefully people are not pressuring you so much, because I'm feeling that in your energy, like pressuring you to do stuff you don't want to do somehow. And I'm not talking about people like inviting you out and you're like, that's not pressuring, that's inviting you someplace. I'm talking about, like, what I'm feeling is you making your decision and people being like against that somehow. Okay. Everybody's into you for sure. Okay. Maybe you're learning how to be petty. That's another thing, is like, maybe you used to be that person that everyone wanted to be careful around and not let them know about the pettiness, but now you're able to kind of get in the ring a little bit with that. Interesting. What is the tea? Yeah, people do get really addicted to you. And then they make that kind of your problem a little bit. I am just sensing such strong codependency in your energy. So Google codependency to see, like, maybe there's people in your life that are just, and it doesn't mean you have to cut them off or break up or anything. Like, everybody gets into codependent modes where they don't want you to hang out with your friends because they think they need your energy. But that's not flattery, you know? Like, you want your, if you really love me, you'll let me do what makes me happy. So yeah, maybe that's something that's going on with you right now. Interesting. Yeah, and here's how to tell. If somebody is not happy for something that you're happy for. So you get an accomplishment and somebody's like, well, that's nice that you feel good, but I feel really terrible. That's not a good energy for people in your life to be in. They should be happy when you're happy, happy for you. This is perfect for you because it's like everybody, you know, you might have a lot of people that you give your time to, and everybody, there might be like some people who want way more of that. And you'll have to make that decision, because somebody wanting more of your time, if you're just getting to know them, is a good thing. But somebody wanting more of your time when you're already giving them so much time might be too much. Okay, well, that's enough. Like, who's checking on you? You know, or maybe you, like, another part of the tea could be that you have some people that are draining you, but are not there for you when you need them. Yeah, you had to do things on your own, so then to have people, like, wanting things from you when they wouldn't even help you, or, like, they were not understanding when you were sad, is kind of, like, getting on your nerves or something like that. Yeah, with this, it's like you left home and you thought things were good at home, but then when you left home, you were a lot happier. I know when I moved out of the state, I bit my nails and picked out my nails since I was like born, but then as soon as I moved out of the state, suddenly I didn't pick my nails anymore. I wasn't even trying. And so maybe you had a moment like that where you were away from your family or work, or like you had a vacation from work, and suddenly you're totally at peace. And you're like, oh, that's not so good, you know, like, oh, it was really stressing me out, and I didn't even realize how much they were stressing me out. I didn't even realize how much my family was affecting my mental state. I didn't even realize how much this job was dragging me down. And it's taking too much of my energy, and like they have a codependent need for me to be there. But then also I'm getting like, part of the tea on you is that there are some people that you like to give your time to, or you're getting a lot from. But there's other people who feel possessive of your time. So yeah, you need to use your discernment for that, you know, and really take time alone to think about who makes you feel good and who you can bring to. And you know what the thing is like, Pile 4, there really is only so much time in the day, and you have to be the one who decides who gets your time and who doesn't, and what's appropriate and what's not for people to decide for you. Yeah, if people are always making you feel like you can never do anything right, that's not the right place. You should feel with the people in your life that you're like drunk in love, like you don't have to think so hard. You don't have to try so hard to put in boundaries. Like, putting in boundaries is a good thing. Any relationship, even the best relationships, you sometimes have to be like, okay, we've hung out 6 days in a row. Let me go see my friends. I don't want to lose my friends. You know, stuff like that is like totally normal. But just make sure that if somebody's going to require you to pick up their tissues and be there for them when they cry, make sure they're there for you when you cry. You know, I had to learn that with family. It's like, I can't be everybody's go-to, but then nobody's there when I need someone. Me and Charlie talking. Yeah, who would pick up when you called? You know, and maybe that's something that you're thinking about. Who's better that you're doing better, which is not something someone in your life should feel like. They should feel happy that you're getting lots of attention. They should feel happy that you found a new friend group. They should feel happy that, you know, you got your revenge on someone who hurt your feelings. Like, yeah, definitely, you're looking hot. You're doing great. You're just making some decisions about who you want around and what you're going to do with your time and what's draining you and what's important to you. So yeah, thank you very much, Pile 4. Definitely go over and check out Spiritual Beast Tarot's video about what the gossip is on you, and I will see you next time.